shortcuts as well. So if you click here, it gives you the time, and if you click here, it gives you the day. And if you choose this, you can, so you have some color chooser here, and you can change the color to, you can also define custom colors, so it has that functionality. Okay, and this opens a file, and if it's a bitmap, you'll be able to see it, but otherwise, and open it. Otherwise, it's limited only to bitmap files, and then it loads it into there. So there must be a picture box there. Okay, these other ones don't do anything. They're just icons. There's no code underneath them. Okay, so let's see how we're going to do this. First of all, what's this? So if we look around here, we can find that the name of this is label 1, so it's a label. And the name of this is picture box 1, so it's a picture box. And this out here is a menu strip, and here is a clock tool strip menu item. So inside the menu strip, we're going to have a tool strip menu item. Okay, and then here, this is a tool strip, and this is a tool strip button. Okay, and that's basically what we have in here. You should give this a name instead of, well, we'll do that. Okay, so let me open a new project, and let's call it, let's see, open new project. This is Windows 8 Visual Studio Basic 2008 Express Edition, so it's a little different than the edition that we have, but you can use this as well. This one is free. And let's call this My Menu. And let's make it a little bigger just so it's easier. Okay, so let's start out first by putting the thing that we had up on top, which was a menu strip. So you need to look for menu strip here, and just you can just drag it on there. And wherever you drag it, it's going to go up here. But not only, this is kind of just the image of it, but this is where you would double click on it to enter code into it if you wanted to. So this is down here. We haven't seen that before. And that's called the component tray. Now we can type in here, it says type here. We can type in there by clicking once, and it says clock. I mean, we're going to put clock rather. And now this can have another menu over here and another one over here, and right, we can have many menus here. And this can have sub items in here. So that's what it's asking for. In fact, we're going to type in there. What was it? We were going to type day. Well, I think it was time first, and then day. And again, we can have a sub item from that, but day. Okay. Click away, and you see that. Now, if you want to have shortcuts, what you do is you click on here, and then you wait a second or two, and then you click again. And then you go to the left of it, and you put in an ampersand, like that. And you go to the next one, and you do the same thing. You click once, then you click again, and then you go here. If you click too soon, I think you'll go into the code of it. I don't want to do that. So here I'll click once, and then I'll click again, and then I'll go to the left, and put the ampersand in. Okay, and now you can see that there's an underscore, which means that they have shortcuts C, T, and D. Now, actually, in the example that I gave you just a minute ago, I think the day was on top. You can just move these as you wish, just by dragging them one above the other, one below the other. You can drag it back down again. So day is first. Okay, now we also want to have some code in here. But before we do that, we're going to need a label, and also we're going to need a picture box. So first let's get a label. So just drag it on, I think, like that. And you can make it as big as you want, but in order to make it bigger, you have to change the auto size property. In fact, these are the properties that we want to adjust. We want to adjust the auto size and make it false. So auto size makes it conform to whatever is in there. So if there's a little bit of stuff in there, it'll be small, and if there's a lot, it'll be bigger. But we just want it to be a size that we set it, so we don't want it to do auto size. Border style should be fixed single. Font should be 14 point. Text is nothing. And text align, we're going to make it middle center. So let's go through those. So the first thing is we want to do auto size. So you click on this, and you find the auto size somewhere here, and change it to false. Okay, and now you can make it as big as you want, and it will stay that way. Okay, and the border style, we're going to make it fixed single. So that's here. Border style, we're going to give a little border to it, not a 3D border. And the font, we're going to make it, I said 14 just before, but I think I'm going to make it bigger. So I'm just going to choose this, sorry, let me show that again. These three little dots here called an ellipsis. Click on that, and you can change the size. Okay. And the text should be empty. Now it's called label 2, but I want it to be empty. So I just make that blank. Hit enter, and it goes away over here. And then the text align, we want it to be middle center. So you click on here, sorry, you click on this arrow, and you just choose middle center bar here, and hit enter, and then it will be in the middle center. Okay? Okay, now let's get this stuff working. We had, how did I do that? Somehow I added an extra label on the screen, and it was covering everything up. I have to get rid of that. Okay, so what we want is to show the time and the day. So what we need to do is access those menu items. So you click here once, and then you can access the day or the time. Now, just before we go into that, just click here one more time and just check the name of this item here, and it's called a menu strip. Okay, this is a menu strip, and this is called a it's a menu strip item, and then it has this clock tool strip menu item. Okay, and this is the day tool menu strip item, and this is the time tool menu strip item. So actually, let's click on this one, double click on it rather, and let's examine this name. Now, we haven't looked at these names before, but let's examine them now. Start to look at what they are. So this is that was the time one. So this is the time tool strip menu item. Okay, so that much we can understand because it's from the tool strip menu item. It's from the tool strip menu item. And but it also has underscore click, and that's to indicate that the code in here is going to be run when the item is clicked. Okay, now the rest of this we won't talk about yet, but at least that much we can understand now. Now, what are we going to put in here? So, if I type TIMESTRING, right? Time string. Okay, now, obviously your computer knows what time it is now. I guess that's pretty obvious. And this will actually deliver that time to something if you want to. So this stands for the current time. Okay? And we want this time to be fed into label 1. Remember, we have label 1. This big thing here is label 1. Actually, sorry, it's label 2. Okay, yours should be label 1, but mine, in fact, let's just do that. I can change the name of it, so I will. So I can call it label 1. Okay, so it's label 1. Okay, now, as I said, if you go to here and you double-click time where I was, this takes the time from your computer, and you can deliver it where you want. And I want to deliver it to label 1, and I want to deliver it to label 1's text property. So I just do that, label 1.text and equals time string. Okay, so it will assign the current time to the label 1 text property. Okay, so that's all we need here. In other words, when we click the time, we want the time to be delivered to the label. Now, if you change the settings on your time, like down here, then you're going to get a different time being read into label 1. Okay? Okay, now before we test this, let's go back to here and double-click the day. And there's something called date string, and that carries the date, the current date. So where do we want that to go? We want it to go into the same place. Like that. Okay, and this is the day tool strip menu item, click event. It's called a click event, and what this does is when we click on the day button or the day submenu, this will be run. Okay, now let's see what we've got. Let's save it first, and you should always remember where it's being saved to. You can save all, and it tells me that it's being saved here, but you should note where yours is saved to, and we'll save it. And now we can test it. Let's test it. And if I click day, and if I click time. Okay, so you can test yours. And if you want to, you can also test the shortcut. Use the Alt key and then press the letter C. And the clock menu should open up. Now make sure that you have the form highlighted when you do that. So if you click on the form and then Alt C, the clock opens up. And now if you do Alt C, then Alt T, you get the time there. So the shortcuts work. Sometimes before you can get these shortcuts to work, sometimes in some programs you have to first hit the Alt key just by itself. That sort of sets up initiates the fact that the shortcuts are available. Sometimes you don't have to do that. I think in this one you have to, though. Now if you're interested in other properties that you can use, we use the time string and the date string. The time string, we said this property sets or returns the current time from the system clock. And date string, this property sets or returns the current date from the system clock. There's also now. This property returns an encoded value representing the current date and time. This property is most useful as an argument for other system clock functions. So if you have like this, you could, if you have a function, you could put now into it. If you want to see what now does, just put it in one of the replace like I had time string here, now replace that with now, and you can test it and go to here in time, and it gives you something that's more elaborate than what we had before. And then we also have hour date. This function extracts the hour portion of the specified date time value. So it'll give you a number 0 through 23, which is the hour. So if you put in the date, like if you put so you could do something like this. You could put time string into here, and it will pick out just the hour. So the time string has more than just the hour, but this will just pick out the hour. So you could do that and run it, and then you'd have that. So it picks out just the hour. Or you could do the same thing with this. You could use minute and put in some kind of date, and it'll give you the minute, which means just 0 through 59. And second, it'll give you the second, and month, it will give you the month, and year will give you the year. Weekday will give you a number which represents the day of the week. It doesn't give you the actual Sunday, Monday, it just gives you a number. Okay, so this is one kind of menu that we have, but we can also add in a tool strip, which, remember, had a lot of different icons on it. So we can also use that, and we're going to do that in part 2 of this chapter 4 video. So I'm going to stop here and resume with that.